The year was 1922. A blanket of snow covered the Bavarian countryside. The air was crisp, holding the promise of winter's bite. Nestled amongst the rolling hills, the Hinterkaifeck farmstead appeared peaceful. But an unsettling silence hung over the farm, a stark contrast to the usual sounds of rural life. The animals stood unattended. The fields lay dormant. Something was terribly wrong. The Hinterkaifeck farm was isolated, miles from the nearest village. The Grubers, a family of 6, lived and worked there. Andreas and Kazilia Gruber, along with their widowed daughter Victoria Gabriel and her 2 children Kazilia and Joseph, shared the farm with their maid, Maria Baumgartner. Life on Hinterkaifeck was harsh but simple, a stark contrast to the horrors that awaited them. The days leading up to the tragedy were filled with unsettling occurrences. Andreas, the patriarch, seemed troubled, confiding in neighbors about strange footprints in the snow. These tracks led from the woods to the farm but not back, suggesting an unwelcome visitor. His unease grew, and he shared his concerns with anyone who would listen. Little did he know, these were but a prelude to a horrifying event. The strange occurrences at Hinterkaifeck escalated. Footsteps echoed from the attic, their rhythm heavy and unfamiliar. Andreas searched the house, his shotgun in hand. He found nothing. Yet the footsteps persisted, a constant reminder that something was amiss. Fear took root, spreading like a weed through the hearts of the family. One evening the family gathered for dinner. The mood was heavy, the silence broken only by the clinking of cutlery. Suddenly, a set of keys went missing, vanishing as if into thin air. They were never found. Days later, an unfamiliar newspaper appeared on the doorstep. No one recognized it. These unexplained events added to the growing sense of dread that permeated the farm. The family was in a state of perpetual unease. The children, young Kazilia and Joseph, became withdrawn, their laughter replaced by nervous glances. Victoria, already burdened by widowhood, seemed to carry the weight of the world on her shoulders. The maid, Maria, newly arrived, was an outsider to this escalating terror. Little did she know she had walked into a nightmare. On the evening of March 31st, 1922, darkness fell over Hinterkaifeck, bringing with it an unspeakable horror. One by one, the family members were lured to their deaths. It's believed that the perpetrator first attacked Andreas and Kazilia in the barn, ending their lives with brutal blows from a mattock, a farming tool. The killer then lay in wait, their bloodlust far from satiated. Little Joseph was likely the next victim, murdered in his bed, his small body bearing the brunt of the killer's rage. Victoria and her daughter Kazilia met a similar fate, their cries for help swallowed by the night. Finally, Maria, the maid, was killed in her quarters, marking the end of the massacre. The killer moved with chilling precision, silencing the family one by one. The violence inflicted was personal, intimate. The victims were not merely killed, they were brutally silenced. The killer spent an unknown amount of time at the farm after the murders. They tended to the cattle, ate food in the kitchen, and even slept in one of the beds. This chilling detail paints a picture of a murderer comfortable in their depravity, unafraid and undisturbed. Days turned into nights, and the silence from Hinterkaifeck remained unbroken. The mail piled up, undelivered. Neighbors, concerned by the family's absence, decided to investigate. On April 4th, 1922, they made a gruesome discovery. The bodies of the Gruber family and their maid were found scattered throughout the farm, their lifeless eyes staring into eternity. The scene that greeted the neighbors was nothing short of horrific. The bodies, decomposing in the spring air, bore silent witness to the brutality of the crime. The discovery sent shockwaves through the small Bavarian community. Who could have committed such a heinous act, and why? The questions hung heavy in the air, unanswered and agonizing. The killer had taken their time, carefully arranging the bodies of some of the victims. This chilling detail, coupled with the fact that the perpetrator remained at the farm after the murders, hinted at a level of depravity that sent shivers down the spines of even the most hardened investigators. Hinterkaifeck was no longer a place of peace. It was a tomb, forever marked by the stain of unimaginable cruelty. Section 5. Shadows of Doubt. The police investigation into the Hinterkaifeck murders was, by all accounts, a study in incompetence. The crime scene was heavily compromised, with neighbors and curious onlookers trampling through the house and barn, unwittingly destroying potential evidence. Fingerprints were smudged, footprints obscured, and the killer's trail, already cold, grew colder with each passing hour. Despite the botched investigation, certain details emerged, adding to the enigma of the case. The murder weapon, a mattock, was found at the crime scene, wiped clean of fingerprints. The killer had used the family's own tool to commit the murders, a chilling detail that highlighted their audacity. The lack of a clear motive, coupled with the killer's meticulous planning, further deepened the mystery. Theories abounded, ranging from robbery gone wrong to a crime of passion. Yet none of these explanations seemed to fit the puzzle perfectly. The killer had taken nothing of value and there was no evidence of a romantic entanglement. The Hinterkaifeck murders, it seemed, were destined to remain unsolved, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of even the most idyllic settings. Section 6. Skeletons in the Closet. As the investigation into the Hinterkaifeck murders stalled, attention turned to the victims themselves. The seemingly perfect facade of the Gruber family began to crumble, revealing dark secrets. Whispers of incest, abuse, and infidelity circulated, casting a shadow over the family's reputation. Victoria, the widowed daughter, had given birth to her youngest son, Joseph, out of wedlock. The father's identity was a closely guarded secret. Rumors pointed to an incestuous relationship with her father, Andreas. The investigation revealed a history of violence and discord. Andreas Gruber was known for his controlling nature and abusive behavior. The family's maid had confided in friends about her unease at Hinterkaifeck. These revelations painted a picture of a deeply dysfunctional family. Section 7. Ghosts of Suspicion. Over the years, numerous theories have surfaced attempting to shed light on the identity of the Hinterkaifeck killer. Some investigators believe the murders were the work of Carl Gabriel, Victoria's husband, who was officially declared dead after being reported missing in action during World War I. Could he have secretly survived the war, returning to seek revenge on his wife and her family? Another suspect is Lorenz Schlittenbauer, a neighbor who had an affair with Victoria and was rumored to be Josef's father. Did he commit the murders to silence Victoria and eliminate any trace of their illicit relationship? Or was it someone else entirely, a drifter passing through, drawn to the isolated farm and the darkness it held? Despite countless leads and years of investigation, the Hinterkaifeck murders remain unsolved. The lack of a clear motive, the botched crime scene, and the passage of time have all contributed to the enduring mystery. The ghosts of suspicion continue to haunt the case, a chilling reminder that some secrets refuse to be buried. Section 8. An enigma endures. The Hinterkaifeck murders continue to fascinate and horrify even a century later. The brutal crime and lack of answers make it one of history's most perplexing mysteries. The farm, demolished in 1923, is now a macabre tourist spot. The case reminds us of life's fragility and hidden darkness. Some secrets are too terrible to reveal, some questions too painful to answer. The case inspires books, documentaries, and countless theories. It stands as a reminder of the darkness beneath idyllic settings. Despite time, the search for truth continues, hoping to lift the shadows. Section 9. The mystery remains. What happened on that cold March night at Hinterkaifeck? Was it a crime of passion, a long-held grudge, or the act of a deranged mind? The answer, lost to time, remains elusive. But the story of the Hinterkaifeck murders serves as a chilling reminder that even in the quietest corners of the world, darkness can lurk and evil can flourish. The Hinterkaifeck murders continue to captivate and intrigue, a chilling puzzle that refuses to be solved. Do you have any theories? Share your thoughts on this enduring mystery.